name is Julia Rose. I'm a psychic medium and Reiki master, and I pray this message finds you at the precise time you need it. As always, with collective messages, take what resonates and leave the rest for somebody else to find. This is Saturday Morning Live. I said what I said, and I have made this series a tradition here on my channel, From Spirit for Love, for several months now. And we always close out the messages with a prayer candle. So any prayers that you add will go right into the candle, whether you say them out loud, you comment them on the video, or you just intend them and believe in them strongly. Hey Ari, welcome in. Good morning. All right. We're going to go ahead and call everyone in who's meant to hear this message today. I'm going to start by burning some Palo Santo. It's spring, so the windows are open and the gnats are afoot. Isabel, hello. Yes, you made it to the live. Alzilla, hello. And Cynthia, good morning. Welcome in, everyone. I'm excited to give you this message today. It's powerful. I don't think it'll be any less savage than the other Saturday morning lives, but we'll see. So, just preparing the Palo Santo for you. Welcome in, welcome in. If you're open to receiving this, we're tapping in with 444 today. If you're open to receiving these energy activations, we're tapping in with 444. Welcome in, everyone. Never mind the distractions. Lisa, hello. Yes, you're excited to hear today's message, Cynthia. It feels different from the past week. I'm happy to hear that. I feel similarly. It's been a journey, we'll say. It's been a journey. So I had a really interesting dream last night about somebody breaking this black tourmaline crystal. And so that told me that you guys are in need of some extra grounding and extra mindful awareness around what you're intending to give your time to and your energy to be very clear about, Sean, welcome, to be very clear about what you are creating. So if you're open to receiving this Reiki energy activation with the black tourmaline today, I'm also going to go in with the quartz, the labradorite, and the selenite. We're going to tap in with 444. If you're open to receiving this Reiki energy, Echo So, hello, Reiki energy crystal activation, starting with the black tourmaline. When you say 444, or when you comment 444, it lets Spirit know that you are open to receive and you're ready to activate the wisdom in today's message. You're ready to receive the insight that these crystals will offer you. And mind you, black tourmaline is a really tough stone. So for this to be so easily shattered in my dream, I went, oh, they need to know what's up. Okay. For grounding and protection to start. Banishing any energy in your space, in your mind, lingering and haunting you from the past. Banishing any negative energy. And they want me to hold the selenite here. I want you to just focus on taking some deep breaths as you embrace this activation today, okay? Because this is a pretty heavy clearing. Be at peace knowing you are safe and protected, even amidst the turbulence. Welcome in, everyone. If you're new to my channel, my name is Julia Rose. I'm a psychic medium and Reiki master teacher, amongst many other things, but you can find out more about that on my website. This is a Reiki activation with grounding and protection to start. 444 if you're open to receive. I know some of you are feeling that in your crown and your third eye. Clearing and banishing any negativity, any projections that have been placed over you. Just want to go ahead and dismantle that. Sending it away with love and light. Okay. I'm going to leave this here today. We're going to go ahead and draw some light codes for you to restore balance. Stella and I have had a very active morning today, so she's all pumped up. That's my little dog in the back. Welcome in, everyone. Yes, tapping in with 444. This is Saturday Morning Live, and I always start my live streams with some Reiki and some crystal activations. Okay, Spirit says it's complete. I want you to take one last deep breath, big inhale, and exhale, just brush the rest of that off. There you go. Well, I can feel all of you taking deep breaths and your nervous system's just finally relaxing. That's so wonderful. So, this is a message today about the collective energy that has been bursting with realization, especially as it relates to trauma and trauma bonding. I know you're sitting here like, Julia, we always talk about trauma. We always talk about trauma. That's kind of the point of being on the journey. I'm happy to hear it, Ari. And while yes, this is the point of being on the journey to understand what makes you tick, sometimes there are certain things that are hidden from view for quite a long time. And that's necessary because it enables you to make certain shifts in your life that will then put you in a place on a timeline where you are safe and secure enough to really explore and get to the root of some of these patterns that have frustrated you for a long time, that maybe didn't make sense, or you weren't fully clear as to why you were reacting or responding to something a certain way. Okay. So, yes, it feels like for some of you, you're feeling like your boundaries are being tested. For some of you, you feel like you're being very heavily triggered. And others of you have instincts to reconnect with people that you don't quite understand. And the root of this is ultimately a functioning of a belief that being in contact with an aggressor, being in contact with someone who's hurt you, is safer than fully letting go. Because if you can be present and aware and on guard for something that's dangerous right in front of you, then you would be able to anticipate when you were being threatened, your safety was being threatened. And so there's a lot of different timelines that are associated with this kind of realization and this kind of behavior. And ultimately, you're coming into a deep awareness around how your trauma responses, your relationship attachment responses have been kind of at war with the version of yourself that you're becoming. And Spirit is highlighting all of these things because you're at a place right now where you're really about to step into a new era. And I know that you've been feeling this new energy is here, just like Cynthia said at the start of this in the live chat. It feels like today's a different day. It's a different week. It's a different life. And it's because of all these realizations that are coming about. And usually that has to happen through your triggers. Okay, I want to pull some cards because I feel like Spirit's going to help line up the information here with the cards. And we're going to go in with the Ethereal Visions Illuminated Tarot deck by Matt Hughes. This feels nice today. I know, I always do, but hello. Okay. Some of you are being tested by certain displays of innocence. Like, yeah. Okay, so I saw an analogy the other day on, I think it was Instagram, and this girl was talking about how the effects of trauma linger. So she had this empty glass that she poured halfway full with a smoothie, and then she put a bunch of pepper in it, a bunch of spicy, spicy pepper. And then she poured another chunk of smoothie on top of that, and then described that this is how trauma is. You can't really just like fish it out. Like the chili pepper in there, the chili powder in there, you can't really just like scoop that out. It's gonna get all over your hand, it's gonna get all over the glass. And so you dump out the smoothie, but you can't clean the glass because you can't change bodies in the middle of your lifetime. So she made a new smoothie and put it in there and said, you can't guarantee that all the chili is gone out of this smoothie, out of this glass. It's still there to some effect. And this is kind of how Spirit's wanting you to look at overcoming trauma and really understanding the way that you are reacting to people who've hurt you deeply. That it's not linear. I know you've heard this before, but it's going to take time for you to be able to respond in a way that actually serves your highest well-being, especially if some of these things have been since childhood or they were very traumatic life transitions that have impacted you deeply and still feel like a shadow that you carry. Some of you might be very triggered these days, and Spirit's wanting you to just be patient with yourself as you're trying to understand why you're reacting to certain things. But I want to tell you that in this energy that we're in right now, Spirit is kind of creating circumstances where you can be triggered to feel the depth of these things, to process the lines of thinking behind these trauma responses, and then decide for yourself from where you are now from what you logically understand, and can really, really pinpoint as the reality of what will keep you safe, as opposed to what all of the versions of yourself that had endured the trauma would want to respond with. So this could look like a lot of, yes, triggers, but it's a lot of challenging circumstances where you might be wanting to run away, you might be wanting to lash out, you might be incredibly emotional as you're praying for answers as to how to overcome these things, because you've come to a place where your peace and your stability, your healing and healed self has completely found a place of rest. And so now it's like all these skeletons that you didn't know were still buried in the closet are trying to come out to really give you even more of a sense of freedom. Because where you're going and what's next, some of these things would have been triggered, and spirit needs these things to not affect you to the degree and in the way that they would have up to this point. Truth Seeker Orb, welcome in. This is From Spirit for Love. My name is Julia Rose, and I'm here to tell you what's up, whatever that is, in the moment that you need to hear it. So I'm happy to, well, okay. The world tells you that this is the cusp of your breakthrough. You're at the end of this cycle, which is also why things are being brought to a head. If you saw my videos yesterday, uploaded on YouTube and on Patreon, I was talking about how this is really the breakdown before the breakthrough. Because if you're walled off or resistant to understanding something or to feeling the extent of something, that's not something that you can work through. Trauma literally has to come up to come out. So some of you who practice yoga or practice breath work, you might be familiar with how much that really does need to come out of your physical body. A lot of these things that have affected you for decades have no way to come out other than through emotional and physical processing. It can't just be that you logic your way through it, because that's only one aspect of your being. Logicking your way through it is going to help you draw connections when all of the emotions are ready to be processed and all the physical pain and the rage. Let's talk about the rage that's beneath the hurt comes up and is ready to be processed. Some of you are the most cool, calm, and collected people. You're the most gentle, soft-spoken people, the most nurturing people. But this is so much a response to having to mask everything that you feel. And so you're being triggered a lot right now to bring all of these feelings up and to validate them as yourself, as aspects of yourself, as truthful, valid parts of your experience. It's a lot of purging. A lot of purging. Oh my God, we have justice. This is the karmic end. We have the world and justice, the karmic end. And I'll grab all those cards on the floor in a moment. But this is the karmic end. Truth and clarity comes from justice, not from hiding. It comes from leaning in by asking yourself the tough questions and letting yourself say the thing that you've been afraid to say, so that way you can heal it. Everything that you do not acknowledge that is some aspect of your truth prevents you from moving forward and from healing. Yeah. Okay, I need to grab these cards because there's more here. Okay, how do you want me to lay them out, Spirit? Okay, I want to leave that there. Yeah. People don't like the truth. And that's okay. Some of you have been truth speakers your entire life. Some of you were made to tell lies because the truth threatened people's illusions and false identities. And so now that you are stepping into your role as a light worker, whatever that means to you, you're stepping into your softness, you're stepping into your strengths, you're stepping into your clarity. That natural urge to speak what you know to be true and to stand up for yourself is being triggered like nothing else. Like nothing else, because this is the key to unlocking your future, is to be able to stand up for yourself and stand on business and not take jack from anyone. So, wow. Okay, these are powerful cards. So we had the World Justice. Now the Six of Pentacles. This was actually really unsettling to me, because it feels like you have been so used to getting breadcrumbs from people. You've been so used to, like, gaslighting and manipulation has been the norm. Some people were consciously doing this, intentionally doing this. Other people really just didn't know better until they knew better and then decided not to change. Okay? So I'm feeling like I'm just hearing like you've been drawing the short end of the stick, right? You've been drawing the short end of the stick in the way that people have been saying they'd do something and then they just fall through completely. And I feel like what you're trying to do now is understand. Spirit is trying to show you and is putting you in places and circumstances and around people that can show you what genuine reciprocity looks like. And this is another reason that you are finally safe enough to actually process all of the pain of your past, all of the deepest triggers that you have held closest to your heart because you've been so afraid to look at these things. So, because when I saw this, I was like, no, I don't jive with it. You've been around people that have only been out for themselves. People that were incredibly selfish and did not care who they hurt to get what they want. These were people that needed to instill fear in others in order to feel powerful. And obviously we know they were sorely lacking and sorely compensating. So please understand the reciprocal energy taking place here. As you start to reclaim your power, as you stand on business and you don't take less than what Spirit has been showing you now, what you deserve at the bare freaking minimum, which starts, it doesn't even, actually, it doesn't even start with common courtesy. Common courtesy is just non-negotiable. Non-negotiable. So you have to understand that the scales were imbalanced. So as you start to rise and release the burdens of what doesn't serve you, you're literally throwing energy back to its origination so they can be forced to deal with the things that they've been running from. Okay? And it's not, and you're just going to keep going here, and you're not even on the scale anymore because you're transcending and letting go of so much. And I need you to understand that it's not your fault that some of these people aren't able to process what they've done, and it's not your responsibility to make them understand. Karmically speaking, some of these people are not here to seek the truth. Some people are not here to spiritually awaken. And I'll say especially to the degree that you are capable of and have demonstrated. You clear your karma by realizing who the fuck you are and letting go of responsibilities that were never yours. No, we can't grow without conflict. That's true. That's valid. And yet, some of you have suffered atrocities. Well, Gabriel, book a reading with me, and I will be able to channel messages for your from your guides to help you out. Some of you are so terrified because this is not your reality anymore. You've become so accustomed, and I want to say conditioned, to live in a constant state of fear around certain communities, around certain people, that spirit has done everything possible to get you out of these situations so you can see with finality that this is not your reality anymore. And so now that you're safe, there's a lot that is coming up. It's all coming up so you can see it for exactly what it is. So you can see it for exactly what it is. And so you can reclaim your power. You can reclaim the love in your heart and not be afraid of people seeing that in you. Some of you over the course of your lives have adopted a very cold, cut off demeanor in order to keep people away, because if they saw your light and were able to experience that, you were afraid of really reliving those same patterns. You were afraid of being taken advantage of again or being hurt again. And so Spirit has been maneuvering your reality with you, with your consent and with your intention, with your actions, to put you in places where you are so safe to be yourself. So safe. So safe. Now that you actually understand that you do have a new life, you have a new reality, you're realizing that it's okay to walk away from the things that hurt you, from the places that hurt you, from the people that hurt you. Don't underestimate. Yeah, I need you to not underestimate the power of some of these patterns and some of these people's projections to try to keep you around. So some of you are setting boundaries. Some of you are doing the introspective work of crying it out, feeling it to heal it, to understand where your automatic responses are coming from and how you can consciously make decisions that better serve you. And some of you are reflecting on the moments where your journey started. 8 of Cups. I need a sip of coffee. Feel it to heal it. It's the only way. There is no bypassing. Everyone tries it, everyone does it, everyone fails. There's no there's no bypassing. There really is no bypassing, because it's like running with a rubber band belt around you, and you're just like, I'm gonna get there, and then you get sucked right back in. There's no way to do that. There's no way. And it's okay, because that's part of the process of understanding how much you actually feel. For some of you, it's how much hurt. For some of you, it's how much rage over how your boundaries have been crossed time and time again. And I know some of you are still here like, but I'm not angry. I'm not angry. I'm not an angry person. Well, you don't want to consider yourself an angry person because you saw how horribly things panned out when other people expressed their rage. You could feel in your body, as a sensitive person, the effect of rage being expressed by others. Be very mindful to know that that rage was not expressed in a healthy way. You know how to express that in a healthy way, in a safe space, in a safe container. If you need to let it out, book a session with me, because I'll help you get there and I'll help you get to the bottom of it. Generally, I would say Reiki sessions are better for that. They're a lot better because usually there's a lot of energy that's stuck on top of it to prevent it from coming out. And you probably might feel your sacral chakras being activated when I say that. If you had your sacral chakra be activated when I said that, you need to book a session with me. You need to book a Reiki section with me. Some for PTSD, some of you for exposure therapy. The links for all of that are in my description box. I want to say my bio, but I guess same thing. So coming back to where it all started. Some of you adopted defenses or offenses to protect yourself from these things repeating. 3333. You have so much angelic energy around you. That was one of the biggest things I wanted to say before when I was doing the healing with the black tourmaline. It was just like all this angelic energy just flooding through to you. And I was like, oh, that's got to feel so good. Yay. So a lot of you set intentions around the flower moon that we just had, the full moon we had on the 12th. That was this Monday, I think. Yes, this past Monday. And this is the manifestation of whatever you were asking for. All these realizations, all this purging. You either asked for answers or for purification. Some of you asked for both. Here it is. Some of you need to hear that it's okay to not be the person you once were. And some of you are worried about letting go of some of these defenses. But I want to shift your mindset around that when you are responding from these defenses, it's responding from these versions of yourself that are stuck in the moment where these things are happening repeatedly all the time. as much as you have grown, people do change. You guys are the exception because of the rate at which you evolve. It's not that people don't change, it's that you release things so that you don't have to hold them in your body anymore. And that's where I was coming back to that analogy of the scales literally balancing. When you actually finish playing out those energetic responses, that sends ripples out of your aura and out throughout your reality to send the energy of conclusion around what you have realized back to the person or the perpetrator. I want to say perpetrator for some of you. The person that created all of these responses in you, or their actions created that response in you. So not only do you heal when you take the initiative on of looking at what the heck is happening inside of you to feel it, to heal it, whatever wasn't yours to carry goes right back to where it was supposed to be processed in the first place. Okay? Not your burden to bear. Do you see the 10 of Wands is not here anymore? You've mastered that lesson. Now it's just a matter of the things that you didn't know that you were still holding on to coming up to be released that never belonged to you. You guys picking up what I'm putting down? Oh, that's so good. I love coffee. Okay. I need another row here. Yeah. Yes, it's resonating. Great. Well, then my prayer works. I'm right on time. I'm playing. My prayers always work. My intentions are powerful as fuck. Ask any of the people I raised from the dead. Yeah, it was a powerful analogy. I'm glad I remembered to share it with you. I need one more card to finish this. Ah, thank you! No! What? Okay, big reveal at the end. King of Pentacles. Somebody learned their value. Somebody learned their worth, and all the abundance is rolling in. Contingent, of course, upon releasing all this energy that would have blocked you from feeling worthy. The Artist. A couple extra cards in this deck. I think they're beautiful. The Artist. No, it's the Well. Oh my god, wait. Because the other one is the Artist. Some of you are artists here. Some of you are going to be healing others through your art. Some of you are going to finish your healing processes through your art, whatever that is. Deep purification. See all the incense smoke? Wowza. Yeah, it's really an energy of seeking. Can you break that down? I feel like I need to go to... Hold on. Hold on, fam. Seeking. What are you looking for? Why are you about to fall over looking for it? Yeah, I'm silly. The shit's too heavy. I'm a riot. Okay. Oh, yeah, there we go. There we go. Yeah, I activated a lot of your sacral chakras. You guys need to book with me. Like yesterday. Because it's the well followed by the hermit. Don't overthink it. You hear the bird telling you not to overthink it? Literally. This is soul searching. But the difference is the steps between the well and the hermit are that the answers have been found. You see the subtle difference between these energies? Ooh. So some of you, this is like a graduation of moving from seeking the answers in purification to knowing that you have the answer, and even more than that, you are the answer. You're not looking for anything or anyone outside of yourself to change you, because you know what you need. You know you have what it takes. Lesson learned. Lesson learned. Whew. This is making you so incredibly self-reliant. You've always been pretty independent because you haven't had a choice, but some of you, others of you, that's something that you're really, really understanding, that you have the agency to make these decisions. It's kind of dual energy here. You're realizing now the amount of independence that you really do have, regardless of where you started. And you're starting to see just how much. Oh, yeah, wow. Some of you have been asking for certain, you've been asking for certain manifestations, particularly abundance, but you haven't understood how abundance blocks weren't what you thought they were. They were associated with these traumas that are being like exploded out of your life right now. You weren't able to see how these old internal dynamics were preventing you from really embracing all that you desire and all that you deserve. So not only are you deeply moving through a catharsis of your past and your childhood, again, some of you, this could be past life lessons that you're mastering in this life. Wait, say that again. I'm just hearing times are different. Times are different. You're different. Things are different. Oh my gosh, I totally forgot what I was saying. Oh yeah, because it's like you weren't seeing how things were connected. Yeah. Yeah, mind blown, right? Well, that's confirmation for you if that's the same bird. You weren't understanding how childhood traumas and old blockages from your past or from past lives were affecting your ability to embrace your destiny, to embrace your worth, to embrace all that you deserve and desire. Which is why now that you're going so freaking deep into these things, you're starting to draw those connections at the root. Oh my God, this is so powerful. This is so powerful. This time in your life is so freaking powerful and so transformative. It's amazing. Because you know what comes in after all of this mastery of self, all of this soul searching that yielded fruitful answers and a crap ton of purification? The sun. And for those of you who don't believe in happy endings, I'm going to need you to check yourself. I'm going to need you to check that. Box it up, throw it out. And understand that you deserve the world. You deserve everything you want. These were some of the last blocks. The deepest ones are always the most difficult, and they're usually the last ones. They're usually the last ones that you face before a massive breakthrough, and here it freaking is. Oh my God. The peace, the warmth, the abundance, the beauty, the love, the fulfillment, and the satisfaction. That's the freaking message. Saturday morning live, I said what I said. Stick around, because I'm doing my prayer candle now. For those of you who are new here, welcome. I love you. Welcome home. Welcome to our soul tribe. Amen, Julia. You don't just deserve it. It's literally the truth of who you are. And now that you remember that, here it is. All right. So, closing out my Saturday morning live, I said what I said live streams. I always charge a candle full of Reiki and channel some prayers over it. And I ask you to add your prayers as well, because these send amazing amounts of energy through the earth and through all of you, and everywhere you pray that it goes. You're welcome to share your prayers in the comments. You're welcome to say them out loud, or if you would rather just send your love, you can shower some hearts all over the chat. Sending your love, sending your healing. Okay. So yeah, just for a frame of reference, these candles are supposed to have a burn time of 8 hours, and generally when I charge them for these live streams, they last almost triple that. Did you hear what I said? These are supposed to burn for 8 hours. They last anywhere from 24 to 30 hours. All right? So let's get to it, right? I'm telling you, that's how powerful our collective intentions are. It radiates out. Oh yeah, it is insane. So for those of you who still don't believe that I'm a healer, that I am a master fucking manifester, and that you are freaking too, check yourself. Okay? Thank you for showering the love already. I'm going to go ahead and channel into this candle some powerful energy, some Reiki. Let's get to it, Spirit. Let's go. And for those of you that comment your prayers in the chat, I read them out loud. And for those of you who have prayers that you want to add to this candle, that you don't want them read out loud, and you just speak them out from your heart to your guides, to the Creator, to whoever you pray to, everyone is welcome here. Some of you like to add your... Ooh. If you have a candle and you want to join in, I know some of you like to do that. I always connect the candles. Yeah, I am the best, Ari. So I always connect the candles and charge them all with Reiki. I know some of you are also powerful healers, goes without saying. So you also charge them with Reiki. So I just connect them all so they're like a little network of beacons of light, beacons of healing around the planet. It's really special. So let's go ahead and, oh, some of you were curious about my burn. I spilled boiling water on my thumb, and I didn't need to go to see a surgeon or a pain specialist, even though it should have really just ripped through to the bone. I healed it. So if any of you are in need of healing, you need to see me. You're already seeing me now. Hi, hello. But you need to book a session, okay? So going ahead, channeling the energy here into this candle. Yeah, no, it's not even a scar. And thank you all for starting to add your prayers. I'm going to read them. First, I offer this candle to the Creator, the source of the energy that I channel, and I offer my sincerest gratitude for the ability to play out my mission here on Earth. Thank you for allowing me to be of your service. And I offer this energy to Gaia so that it might be sent as healing and love where it's most needed on the Earth right now. I pray for the healing of those grieving from the loss of loved ones, however that loss manifested in their lives. I pray that this goes to help any of those souls transition if they are needing it. And that this also be available to the star beings who need to work with more earthly energy here for assisting their work. My sincerest gratitude to you all. To everyone struggling to overcome addiction and to find themselves again in recovery, I pray that this energy goes to assisting you in the way that you need it, whether that's in the form of a sponsor, of a halfway house, of the right friend at the right time, or the perfect stranger at the perfect time. I pray for everyone who's lost family to war crimes and from deployment. And I pray for those souls as well, that they are not so traumatized when they go through their life reviews. I pray for the animal and plant kingdoms, the endangered species who are struggling to maintain their habitats and their ecosystems that have been disturbed by the greedy hands of capitalism. May their homes be restored. I pray for everyone who's lost rights due to the Trump administration. My support goes to you, and I am an ally to you, LGBTQIA plus community, and that we continue to fight for the dismantling of systemic racism and injustice everywhere, that this energy is sent to diffuse tension in wars all over this earth, those that are about to erupt and those which are needing to be dismantled at this time. That everyone who is lost finds the will to find their way. Everyone praying for a miracle on earth, that they find the miracles every day in their lives around them. People praying for healing of injuries that are near fatal, that they find the healing that they need. The overworked doctors and nurses find the support that they need. To those who have been trafficked and lost family members due to human trafficking, I pray that you find the support and the love and the comfort that you need, and that these people are recovered, that kidnapped children are found again, and the hearts of the aggrieved are healed. And I know Robert likes to comment for the light workers being persecuted. Wow, ooh, lots of energy coming through. Persecuted, being persecuted for seeking the light, for seeking the truth. May they find protection and peace in this energy. And I'm going to go ahead and start to read your prayers now. Thank you everyone for adding your prayers. They make such a difference. Isabel's sending love. Akshita's already starting with that rain, that shower of love. Thank you, Ari, for yours as well. Mel is praying for the unbelievers and the doubters. I pray that everyone who's working through the energy that I channeled messages about today is able to complete those cycles and to find the courage to strengthen your throat chakras. Our praise that all their love and light again is sent to beautiful light workers and warriors. You are honored. Fairy Text says, may anyone with hate in their heart find healing and happiness. May they find the love they've been looking for within themselves. Fairy Text is, may those in power experience what they need to in order to raise their consciousness. It's Mardu says, may the anointed ones come together and prosper, but also to heal this realm. Akshita says, I pray all feel loved and healed. May they get to know how special and pretty their souls are. Ooh. That their darkest night will always end, and the brightest light of the sun will lead them to where they want to go. Fairy Tech prays that everyone stays true to themselves and strong, and everyone who's not there, I'll add that they learn the truth of who they are and begin to love themselves as they were born to. Julia prays nothing but presence for everyone. She trusts that what meets us today is already part of us. Akshita says, I pray that all the families that have lost their loved ones in war get to overcome the grief they are going through, sending so much love. Chrissy Lou says, I pray for the healing of all those whose hearts are heavy. May they receive inner peace and security with a rainbow of love. Fairy Text says, I pray our feet find our true paths and never stray or stumble once they do. Ari prays for us to burst through the door of our next chapters like the divine healing warriors we are and finally feel worthy of living our best lives. Sean prays for love and inspiration to all. Love and inspiration to all searching for peace and happiness with a shower of hearts. Akshita coming through with all the love. Cynthia prays for those that have been affected by natural disasters around the world, that they receive the help they need and recover quickly. Yes. Thank you, Lama, for praying for our collective here. Azila says, truth, joy, love, and light to the Mother Gaia Earth. Elias says, 444, here to early in the morning, but I'm here. R says, may all of us love the Creator, God, choose your word, and love others and ourselves. Thank you all so much for adding your prayers. I'm going to go ahead and light this candle. Let there be love and let there be light. Thank you all so much for coming out for Saturday Morning Live. I said what I said. Ooh, ooh, ooh. And I pray that all of the prayers that weren't said here, the intentions of my collective, the intentions of lightworkers everywhere, the prayers of lightworkers everywhere that haven't found the way to articulate what it is they need to ask for, that they find those words and they get answers to their prayers. My love to you all. May you find the peace, the answers, and the healing you seek. I love you and miss you too. If you're new here, welcome. Please subscribe to my channel so you can stay an active part of this epic community. I go live every Saturday as well as once other one other time during the week. It usually just depends on whenever Spirit's like, you need to get out there and say this. So again, what a beautiful, beautiful session today. What a beautiful message. And I'm so proud of all of you. I love you all so, so, so much. If you are feeling like you need a psychic reading or a Reiki healing session after this, please book with me. My time is yours, and I'm here to help you however I can. The link is in the description box below. I have links to everything I've got going on, which is kind of a lot. Thanks, Ari, for the plug. Dropping the link there, I appreciate it. So, yes, let the silence open your cosmic flow. May everyone feel peace and surrender and comfort in silence, the magic in being. Mel sending everyone love. All right, beautiful people. You have an amazing weekend. Don't be grumpy. I'm kidding. Be however you need to be to get through the day. All right. I love you. Bye. I'll see you all soon. Bye, bye, bye. Shout out to my epic mods for holding down the fort. I appreciate you. To my former and future clients, and to my current clients, you know I love you. And I'm here for you. Bye, everyone.